fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And Sin City welcomes in PBA star bowler Jason Couch, the tour's hottest player. In the second half of the season, he's gone for the jackpot and won it. In a month, he's made 3 shows. He's won 1 title and goes for a second today. In the city of high rollers, Jason Couch goes for his 15th career title and the first ever back-to-back wins. He tries for it next. From the strike zone at Sunset Station in Henderson, Nevada, just outside Las Vegas, ESPN brings you live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. Today, 4 of the world's top bowlers, 3 of whom are lefties, battle for the top prize fund, and for 3, a 1-season exemption. Now, all 4 are ready to roll.
This 14-time titleist is making his 3rd TV appearance in the last 4 weeks. Today he looks to win back-to-back titles for the first time in his career. From Claremont, Florida, Jason Couch.
Look up Hot Streak and you'll find a picture of Jason Couch next to it. This lefty's luck has changed in the second half of the season. 4 events, 3 shows, and a chance for a second title. Now in Sin City, Couch looks for another jackpot. He is the tour's hottest player.
He's a 3-time titleist making his 3rd TV appearance of the season. The 2005 USBC Masters champion from Amarillo, Texas, Mike Scroggins.
Mike Scroggins hopes to continue the Southpaw siege today. TV has not been kind to him in the past. He hopes to change all that here in Vegas and get the party started again, baby.
This PBA rookie is making his first career TV appearance. A win today would establish him as the frontrunner for PBA Rookie of the Year. From Chicago, Billy Oatman.
At the Tour Trials last summer, Billy Oatman came up 1 spot shy of the exempt list. After fellow pro Richie Allen's injury sidelined him for the year, Billy took his spot. And now he looks to make more history today. His first show, 2 more matches, makes him exempt for next season.
The 2003 PBA Rookie of the Year is making his first TV appearance of the season. Today he aims for his first career Denny's PBA Tour title. From Lockport, New York, Brad Angelo.
Brad has all the tools to become a PBA champion, but up until now, it's been only a dream. Today, the lone righty in our field hopes to make his dreams come true and capture his first ever Denny's PBA Tour title.
These are your finalists competing for the title in the 2007 Motel 6 Classic.
Welcome you to the beautiful Sunset Station Hotel and Casino just off the Vegas Strip. Sin City, the most visited in tour history. A total of 72 tour events have been held here in Vegas, including at one point 45 in a row. Some of the all-time greats of the sport to win here, including Hall of Famers Pete Weber, Walter Ray Williams Jr., and Parker Bone III. Today, our semifinal matchup features Jason Couch against Mike Scroggins in the opener. The second match has Billy Oatman in his PBA TV debut against Brad Angelo, bidding for his first career title. Well, bowling fans, welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, and glad you could join us today. Well, amazing to think in the first half of our season we had no lefties win on tour, but that certainly has changed drastically in the second half. To open the second half of the year in Reno, Nevada, Patrick Allen, the left-hander, won a title. Then Jason Couch won last week in Fountain Valley, California, near LA, and now 3 lefties are on the show. So what's the story? With more on the Southpaw supremacy, let's go lane level to Randy Peterson and Norm Duke.
Well, Dave, the left-handers have really made a lot of headway the last month. In fact, our opening matchup features 2 southpaws in Jason Couch and Mike Scroggins. But, Norm, nobody, I mean nobody, has been hotter the last month than Jason Couch.
Yeah, and all this after a miserable first half where he made no telecast. So he goes home during the holiday season, and he doesn't pick up a ball for 2 weeks. But he made a New Year's resolution, Randy, to be more positive, no matter what. And granted, the lanes have been a little easier on the left side this second swing, but it's Jason Couch who's taking full advantage.
He truly feels like he is in a zone like no other. Truly invincible. Our second semifinal features a very intriguing matchup featuring Billy Oatman and Brad Angelo, both players looking for their first ever career title.
Yeah, and one of these two players is guaranteed to advance into today's championship round. Now, Brad Angelo is no stranger to TV. In fact, he's made 12 telecasts in his career. And although he led the tour in points 2 seasons ago, he has never been able to close the deal on television. Today, however, he's matched up against another non-winner, Billy Oatman, and he has no television experience. And this could be the break that Brad Angelo needed.
This week's oil pattern, the Viper, is 37 feet in length. It actually is 8 feet shorter than last week's pattern, but the lefty still pounded him again this week from out. Look at them to go really hard and real direct from first arrow. Brad Angelo is going to be all by himself over here at second arrow. May or may not be an advantage. Keep in mind, Jason Couch averaged almost 250 again for the week. He's been in fuego.
He has been red hot, Randy. No question about it. What a story and a turnaround for Jason Couch and the Southpaws in the second half of the year. Where were they in the first half?
The good left-handers have taken advantage of a little bit softer pattern. They didn't have a real easy go at the first half, although Parker Bone III had a nice first half of the season. Mike Scroggins had a nice first half, but no Jason Couch, no Patrick Allen. We've seen a lot of those two guys the last month.
Mike Scroggins gets us going with a 7-pin. Mike, his third TV show of the year, bidding for his third career title. A 42-year-old from Amarillo, Texas. He started bowling at age 13. This is his 17th year on tour. Good to see Mike back on the show. Coming off a career season last year. Hey, there's a 7-pin. Mike has had struggles with a single pin 7 conversion throughout his last several TV shows, so a little fun there as he makes sure he gets that one. Here he is, scorching hot, Jason Couch. Kim just flew in from Orlando, their hometown, to watch him again. Yeah! He has just been crushing pins left and right. Now 4 straight weeks to begin the second half of the season. And Randy, you have the Ace Hardware matchup between two lefties. One, though, right now is the best player in the world.
Well, Jason Couch has been on quite a roll, and you know what? These types of rolls don't come along very often, and when they do, you need to take full advantage of it. Norm, he's done just that.
Yeah, and one of the very best at taking advantage of opportunity, Jason Couch. And when he gets confident, look out.
Keeps it rolling.
I can't hear you! I can't hear you! Game time!
You think
Boy,
he's
it
not
sure
confident?
is.
Check out that high backswing, but look at that balance at the foul line. He's always been able to keep his head down. He doesn't raise up at the foul line, and you see that reaction. That's from a man with a lot of confidence.
He's riding the wave. Back to Scroggins. Told us last night on a bit of a different path to the pocket than Jason Couch will. Also TV shows this year for Scroggins in Detroit and Chicago, but no wins. As we see his road to TV against yet another great lefty, Patrick Allen, who started the second half of our year with a win in Reno. That was a 7-gamer. Went down the list there, defeating Reyes and Steve Jarris as well. Not seen Mike win, Norm, since the 05 USBC Masters title.
I remember that.
Unfortunately,
Masters.
you were the top seed. He took you out to win that major championship, Mike's first and only major.
Yeah, and you know, I think one of the most important things about the first 3 shots is that he left the 7-pin the very first shot. Now, he's been having so many troubles with those single-pin spares on the left side. He needed something to build confidence on because those things tend to linger mentally.
Guys, next week, we're going to the Sun City Classic, best bowlers in the world. One more time, we'll go at it. Note the special start time, he said. Super Sunday. I was trying to say start time Super Sunday, and it came out differently. 2 o'clock Eastern time, El Paso,
Sound like me, Dave.
Texas. Parker won the third one there the last time. We're in El Paso, looking forward to returning to that great town. And a great start here for Jason Couch.
Yeah, you notice how on the right lanes, there's very little, running shots out emotion. He knows that because he needs to settle himself down if he was to do that. Now this shot, if he was to get the four-bagger, he tends to run him out on this left lane.
Jason told us last night, looked like an NBA sharpshooter. Feels like Gilbert Arenas did sometimes with the Washington Wizards, just in that zone. Feels like you can't miss. And he's getting breaks as well.
Yeah, baby, knee. My break.
Mike Scroggins is going to fall behind as you see a tremendous break here for Jason Couch. But key for Mike Scroggins is not paying attention to that and letting that distract him mentally. His struggles on television have been all mental.
Yeah, and I think you make the key point. It's awfully hard not to get caught up in the other player's reaction, the other player's fans, and Mike Scroggins needs to just settle down and do his business.
You see the numbers, guys, to back that point up. It's been a big struggle since winning the Masters in '05. Had a great season a year ago. Made 6 TV shows. Someone distracted him off lane there. But since that title, things have not gone well. When he wins a title, and he's done it 3 times on tour, averages 250 on TV, but when he loses, Randy, an average of 204.33. He's got a 3-19 match record.
The only thing he should be thinking right now is if I throw 2 strikes here in the 4th and 5th frame, I'm tied.
Right in the match. There's one. He told us last night, very disappointed in Fountain Valley last week when the lefties did so well. He came so close, lost to Walter A. Williams Jr. in the positioning round game to finish up the round-robin match play. It was a double he needed against Walter A. The Hall of Famer couldn't come through. And he said that stuck with him for a couple days. That was tough.
But as all true champions do, they rebound, and he rebounded nicely this week and right back where he wanted to be. Now this strike here ties it. Look out wide.
Way off the mark.
Yeah, that was miss-hit left.
Washout.
Swing gets a little bit too far to the inside at the top and just did not have the rotation of the hand to keep the ball in play, Randy.
Well, Mike Scroggins is one of the few players or few champions I've ever seen with a backswing that's behind him, but he's so good at it. He repeats every shot, and he gets his hand back on the side at release. That one, like you said, just got away from him. And this shot very reminiscent of what he's been doing on TV.
Cannot cover.
Wow, Jason Couch licking his chops at this moment.
And you just know with Mike Scroggins, and you rarely see Mike, who's as soft-spoken, a nice a fellow as they come, showing that kind of frustration in his reaction, that he is really in a tough spot. An open frame, middle of the match.
You don't see him do that in qualifying in a match play. Speaking of match play, you can see Jason had a pretty easy go of it, taking out Jack Jurek. Marv Sargent from Southern Cal, who led the region there, and Eugene McCune. And my point, Dave, is that if Mike Scroggins strikes in that 5th frame instead of going washout, he now has the lead in the match.
Right, different story. Here's the 7-pin, guys.
But he did sell the head pin and basically gave Jason Couch a chance to end it. Now this 7-pin keeps Mike Scroggins in the match. Jason, a very good spare shooter, probably will make this to continue his 27-pin lead.
And there it is. After practice started, he called his wife Kim back home in Florida and told her, I don't feel great. It doesn't seem like things are going to go well for me here in Vegas after winning. You see the first half of the season. He was near 30th, very disappointed. No shows, obviously no titles. But things have really changed the last month here for Jason Couch. Then he said, first game was a strike through a 280 in his first game out here in the qualifying blocks, 2 7-gamers before the round of 32. In qualifying, he averaged 255, but he said, "I'm back again." He was in the groove, and that hasn't stopped.
Oh, this was right off his hand, and it holds pocket.
You're looking at the world's hottest bowler. Jason Couch trying to stay on the roll. He's got a big 27-pin lead in our first semifinal against Mike Scroggins. Bowling in Vegas underway. The Motel 6 Classic is brought to you by Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. For the lowest price of any national chain, go to Motel6.com. By Denny's, Denny's always works. By Prescription Flomax. And by H&R Block. When you got H&R Block, you got people. What a beautiful new bowling facility here in Vegas. First time we've had a stop here at the Strike Zone Center. Motel 6 Classic in Las Vegas is underway, and Jason Couch off to another great start. Let's check in with the Denny's PBA Tour leaders. Our Norm Duke leading an average. Norm, that toe. We hope you're back in action very soon. Jason Couch climbing the statistical ladder in every major category with alarming speed. I'm sure, Norm, for fellow bowlers. There's Mike Scroggins at number 6 enjoying another nice year.
Yeah, all of these guys are bowling real well. If you're in the top 10 on the average, you're making some money on the PBA Tour.
Wes Mott leads in points right now, followed by Jason Couch, number 2, Tommy Jones, Parker Bone, the 3rd, Walter Ray, and Mike Scroggins in the 6th slot in rankings. So, Player of the Year award, boy, it's just a jumbled puzzle right now. We're not sure what's going to happen.
4 out of the top 10 in average, left-handed.
Interesting. Here's Scroggins, speaking of southpaws, makes a nice adjustment. And Mike told us last night, Randy, that between Fountain Valley with the strip pattern with the lefties is so well. Almost had 5 lefties in the show last week, and this week he's got to change his approach and ball speed because of the oil.
Well, last week he had to be softer. The direction had to be pretty much the same, moving man about an arrow. Last week the trick was you had to miss towards the center part of the lane. This week the trick was to miss towards the outside part of the lane. And Mike Scroggins moved up on the approach a little bit, tried to get softer, changed his push way, as you see his parents, Eddie and Kay there. And then this week he had to go back to what he knows and what he does best.
Yeah, which is getting the ball out farther in his push away, amping the speed a little bit, and being more aggressive. Problem is, he did say he was struggling a little bit with the timing because of those changes.
This guy's not struggling right now at all. 3 lefties make the show this week. Southpaws 4 of 5. It was a stepladder final last week in Fountain Valley near Los Angeles. And if Scroggins had double the 10th, it would have been all 5 on TV. Another late break, not this time for Jason Couch. Number 7 stands.
How many I got to throw at it?
Yeah, both of these shots, the last 2 that Jason's throwing in the right lane, look pretty good, but 3 re-racks already on that lane. Rack looks to be a little bit closed, and they may have a problem getting that 7-pin out.
Jason Couch started the tournament shooting .816 for his first 3 games, finished with .801 and tied the record for a 7-game block.
Wow, this guy's just scorching. Single pin numbers perfect. They'll remain that way. He defeated Patrick Allen in the stepladder final last week in Orange County, 258-236. You see the numbers have just been astonishing for Jason the last month here. Also, Norm last week ended the 9-game losing streak, 9-match streak for top seeds in stepladder finals. Finally, a top seed won. That was Jason Couch.
Yeah, he has just been striking on just at will.
Single-handedly turning the tour on its ear right now in every category. It's amazing. With shots like that.
Good shot, man. Good job.
Mike Scroggins is still in this match. Jason Couch going at a 229 pace, meaning if he spare strikes the rest of the game. But Mike Scroggins can still strike out and shoot 252.
Big factor Mike told us about last night. Seems every time he's on TV, he gets buried early by a 5 or 6 bagger, and the match is over. His mode, worry about himself this time. Not about the opponent. That's not the hit he wanted. Just gets the 7-pin lucky break. Almost had a split.
Yeah, you know, was a little lucky, but when you trip that 6-pin, normally you're going to strike. And I think with that tight rack, he trips the 6 on this one, leaves the 7-pin. And I'll tell you what, a strike right there would have put Jason Couch in trouble, even though he hasn't made a mistake at that pocket yet, and Mike Scroggins has.
Now, Randy, I know Mike spoke with you last night about confidence on TV. What sort of things did you tell him?
Well, I just told him that there's really only one thing that he can control, and that's himself. You know, his job, his objective is to go out there and throw good shots. Go out there and bowl 10 frames the best he can bowl. He has no problem in qualifying. He has no problem in match play when he gets on TV. And he said himself he's struggling mentally. It's all about what he's thinking mentally.
Nice shot. And, you know, it's really hard to not think about the times that you falter on television. And in this sport, you have to have selective memory. What he needs to do is go back to the memory of just trouncing me in the Masters and making every shot like he wants. The selective memory is huge for a professional bowler. I think all pro athletes.
Beach and Norm 245, 238, November 20th of 05 after knocking off Art Brown. Stepladder final. That was Mike's last title in Milwaukee, his first and only majors we talked about. Against Couch, it will not be easy. Wow. Pins, shrapnel everywhere. 10-pin stands up.
And I can't see the rack from here, meaning the configuration of the pins. But when you see carry that Jason's having, this just tells me that there's something that's not on spot. He left the Messenger 7-pin the last time on that lane. This time he absolutely shreds the rack and leaves that 10-pin. So something's going on with that rack, something we need to watch for, because if it comes down to somebody needing a strike or if it's a carry issue, could make a difference in a match.
Yeah, I think, personally, I think the head pin is a little bit to the left. I think the 3-pin is back. That's why players are going to have difficulty tripping the 6-pin when they come a little high, and like Jason, catching, you know, the 10-pin break when you're just half pocket.
Jason Couch needs 2 strikes and 3 pins to shut out. If Jason goes strike spare, he'll shoot 229. Mike Scroggins can strike out and shoot 231.
Excellent.
Perfect shot. All 10 down the pit. Jason Couch.
Dave, Norm, pressure doesn't build character, it exposes it. And right now, this is a pressure situation. Last week, Jason Couch, similar situation for the title. He was flawless.
Yeah, and he has had a lot of experience in this situation. He knows exactly what to do. He's going to get that thumb hold where it's a little rough so he can hold it. He knows that in pressure situations, you're going to sweat a little bit, so he's going to go for a little extra rosin, calm himself. I look for him to post this one, 10 in the pit.
Next game! That is how you put away an opponent. On the money. And he shows us why he is the world's hottest bowler right now, without question.
Yeah, it's hard to really understand how difficult it is to throw a shot when you need to knock a player out. And he makes it look so easy. But we're all used to this. Jason Couch needs 2 out of 10.
Quick, buddy.
Mark it.
Thrives on the pressure. And Norm, you know that. Randy, you know that. All the titles you guys have won. Nothing more fulfilling, satisfying than stepping up and needing a strike to put away your foe and doing it.
Yeah, and this guy, he can even make a putt for $2. Anything that has pressure into it, he just rises to the occasion.
He is fiercely competitive.
As my buddy John Davis would say, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. There's the bug right there. The windshield is Mike Scroggins, and I think right now, if you were to ask Mike, I think he let this one get away. When Jason Couch did what he did this week and only shoots 238, that was a huge opportunity for Mike Scroggins to win this match, and he knows it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, if you'd have told him 238 or better advances, he would have said thank you, because I know he was looking for 250 plus from Jason.
So a bid for a 4th title in his career will elude Mike Scroggins again. And the losing streak on TV And just 7 wiggles and somehow stands.
Does this mean we can cross together again next week? I guess so.
Mike Scroggins disappointed, but he'll figure it out. He's too good a bowler not to.
6-game losing streak now for Scroggins on TV. The reason this time, Jason Couch, the world's hottest bowler. He'll take on the winner of this match, Brad Angelo, Billy Oatman, each bidding for his first career title respectively. Can they stop Jason Couch? That's the question. We flash back to 2003, the last time we paid a visit to Las Vegas. Lonnie Walchek of Wichita, Kansas, took on and took out Patrick Allen in the final. He had waited a long time. Finally, Lonnie Walchek had his first career Denny's PBA Tour title.
Finally!
And Lonnie has been living a charmed life. 10 straight weeks, he's been right on the bubble. That means the bowlers in front of him had won a tour title prior to this event. So Lonnie stays there. That's one of our season-ending events in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Hotel and Casino. It's a big one and one of our majors. It could change today, though, because there are 2 bowlers who are not on the list ahead of him. It's time for the skills challenge. We'll see some of the best bowlers making some of the best shots. This is a lot of fun, a great segment. Be sure to tune in. Round of 8. This should be fun, guys.
I'm going to throw 2 balls, 1 in each hand. Danny's going to throw 2 balls behind me in his opposite hand to my legs. High count. All 4 balls have to stay on the lane. Ready? Yep.
Stay on the lane.
Yes!
Get your legs out of the way. Stay on the lane.
Get on the lane! Stay on the lane!
That was good.
Number 1, 1-step strike.
Come on, Pods. Be right.
Looking good.
Yes, sir!
All right.
Carry the cross.
All right.
All right.
Right. Back on the board.
A lot more.
On the board, baby. Come on.
2 balls in 1 hand with the opposite hand. High count. Oh, 10 in pit. 10 in the pit. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Ooh, that's straight.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's straight.
Come on, you Cornhusker.
All right, 2-1, baby.
Good try, Michael.
Okay,
This is
give or take an inch. We ready, everybody? Place your bets.
oh yeah, yeah. Get out of yeah, that'll work.
Nine's good. Nine's good.
Nine's good.
That's good.
High count.
No medal. Creative, guys.
It's always a lot of fun to watch the Denny's PBA Tour Skills Challenge. Let's go on the road with the Denny's PBA Tour. Sun City Classic, El Paso, Texas, Oasis Lanes coming up next week. Parker Bundle third won the last time we were in El Paso. For more on Pro-Am tickets, times, information, log on to PBA.com. Then the Geico Classic back to the Dallas Metroplex, Irving, Texas, and AMF Irving Lanes. Log on to PBA.com for all information on the Pro-Ams. Coming up, Brad Angelo, former Rookie of the Year, former points title winner on the Denny's PBA Tour, but he's never won on tour. Can he change his luck today? We find out. Into the first semifinal. Brad Angelo and Billy Oatman makes his Denny's PBA Tour TV debut today. The next semifinal match to see takes on Jason Couch, who's joined now by Randy Peterson.
Thanks, Dave. Jason, great finish there in semifinal number 1 against Mike Scroggins, but you told us that you are now in a zone like no other. Why is that?
I think it's got a lot to do with focus and confidence, Randy. I got a New Year's resolution this year. I want to stay positive every week, whether I bowl good or I bowl bad. And for me, it's just snowballed into this week, and my ball reaction's been great for about a month. I'm just trying to take advantage of it.
Thanks, Jason. Jason Couch looking to win back-to-back titles for the first time in his career. Let's go back to the booth.
He goes, Randy, for title number 15 in his career against the winner of this one, Brad Angelo, Billy Oatman. If Jason can win, he'd tie Mike Albee. Excuse me, Johnny Petraglia, one of the all-time great bowlers with 15 titles. Billy Oatman, TV debut. First show of the year for Angelo. He's off the mark, Norm. Tough start for Brad.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good shot at all. Now, it's real easy to make an errant shot right out of the gate when you haven't made television in a long time, and we see it here with Brad. He's trying to stay slow. He's trying to get a lot of revolutions to get the ball to recover to the pocket, but missing it like that and turning it a little early, that's going to go long. It's going to hang, and more often than not, leave the 2-10 split, sometimes with company.
From just outside Buffalo, New York, real Western New Yorker, and a former Rookie of the Year. And we're pleased to be joined by the first ever female to earn an exemption on the Denny's PBA Tour, Kelly Kulick, with us in the booth. And Kelly, thanks so much for your time. And what is the best way to describe the experience for you this year first on tour?
Well, it's been a big learning experience. Being out here with the men, the changes and transitions the lanes go through each week are very drastic and different. And I'm learning a lot here, obviously trying to adjust a lot quicker and make more cuts than I have as the year has gone on.
So the one thing that is the most different between the women's tour and the men's tour would be?
The caliber of players. You're bowling against the top 64 bowlers in the world. The women's tour, we only had 50 women each week come out, 10 or 12 each week that were high caliber players you really had to look to beat. And being out here on this week and this match play in this format, you got to beat the best every week. It's difficult and hard to do.
That's a good point. And as you see Billy Oatman bowling for his first title, there are 64 guys out here can win any week.
Absolutely.
Bit high on his first ever shot. Billy also makes history as the first African-American to earn an exemption on the Denny's PBA Tour and our new exempt tour over the last several years. He's got to be nervous.
He doesn't look too nervous, does he? As we look at Billy. Now, what a great character Billy is. We have so much fun with him. And to think that last year he actually missed tour trials by 1 spot. He was out, on the outs, missed a single pin spare in order not to make it and to allow Del Ballard to earn an exemption.
Just amazing. Well, Kelly, tell us about your venture into the tour trials. That's where you made the Denny's PBA Tour. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was an emotional roller coaster. I mean, physically I felt good all week long, made the right adjustments, had the equipment set up, every pattern each day. Emotionally, though, you talk about every emotion you're going through, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, but for me, it wasn't a woman's issue. It wasn't trying to be the first woman. I just wanted to prove to myself that I was one of the great bowlers and that I deserved to be out here. And man or woman, hey, I'm just another bowler out here trying to make a living and do the best I can.
How are you approaching the second half of the year now? You said you were going to make some changes.
Just like Jason, trying to stay very, very positive. After this week's performance, we're going to try a grip change. We're going to try a pitch change in one of my fingers, try to change my roll and tilt out here. I feel like I can get to the pocket just as good as anyone out here, but my strike percentage is just not as high. I get a lot of 9 counts, and we need to change that in order for me to be successful out here. So after this week, we'll make some adjustments and see how it goes the rest of the season.
Kelly, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you joining us, and the best of luck in the second half of the season.
Thank you, gentlemen. So honored to be here today.
Honor for us to have you on our tour, we think.
Thank you, Norm.
From Union, New Jersey, Kelly Kulick. Back to Brad Angelo. Look out, crossing over a Brooklyn strike. Well, maybe he needs a break or two.
Wow, that shot didn't look anything like his first shot. His first shot, he was a big wheel trying to get it to turn over late. This shot right at him. Obviously missing left. But he catches the break on the Brooklyn strike, and you can see he's probably a little embarrassed about that shot, but he'll take the strike nonetheless.
He'll gladly take it. What an interesting story it's been for Brad after Last week, troubles in Fountain Valley. Brad did some soul searching. All 10 down for Angelo.
Yeah, back to the big wheel.
All righty then. He told us he went to Newport Beach, California, where his wife was from. He spent some time near the house where she grew up in.
We can play.
Actually went to the cemetery where her father, his late father-in-law, is buried. He said he spent several hours there, walked the beaches in Southern California, and just said, am I really committed to doing this or not?
Well, you know, we all have to go through that soul searching occasionally. This is Billy Oatman for the double.
The gregarious one, Billy Oatman. Boy, is he a lot of fun. He reminds me a lot of Chris Collins. Remember when Chris Collins made his first show and how much fun he was having? Boy, you see Billy Oatman in intros. He's just coming out. And I'll tell you what, he, if nothing else, is going to have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, he said he was going to be scared, excited, apprehensive, but mainly he was going to have some fun today.
And so far he is. He's had a nice start, 11-pin lead. The 41-year-old from Chicago.
That's a good shot.
He's running that one out.
House, baby! That's right. That's right.
And to think, just
That was for you, Bird.
3 or 4 months ago when he missed that 10-pin to allow Del Ballard in, it was his low part of, you know, his bowling career. And he said he thought in the paddock after it was over, this can't get any worse. And then he walks outside and a seagull hit him square in the shoulder.
For Brad.
As we look at that 210 by Brad Angelo, said he hit him in the shoulder and he couldn't even take the shirt off because he just wanted to waller in it for a while. He said, you know, I'm low and he said, I want to feel bad right now.
But incredibly enough for Billy, September 11th is such a dark day for all of us, the 5th anniversary of the attack on the Twin Towers. Heard from Kirk Von Kruger, our tournament director, that Richie Allen had withdrawn for the year. Here's a split try for Angelo, won't get it, 10-pin up, open frame for Brad Angelo. And Randy, just an incredible story as we check the Ace Hardware matchup. Richie Allen had a wrist injury and withdrew for the season. Billy Oatman suddenly was the 10th guy in after finishing 11th at the Tour Trials and taking advantage. He's on TV today.
Yeah, Billy Oatman has bowled well the last month because we had talked about earlier, you know, the left side of the lane being a lot more playable. He's taking advantage of it. He's looking to win for the first time. And right now, this man here has absolutely an ugly, ugly look to the pocket.
Another Brooklyn strike, and the struggles continue for Brad Angelo.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the differences here this second half from the right and left side is you'll see right-handers playing lanes completely different with two different balls. And most of the time, the left-handers have the same style, same ball in both lanes. Maybe just a few boards inside or out. Billy Oatman for the four-bagger.
Oh, a 7-10.
And I told you in the last match, watch the right lane, the rack, the position of the pins is creating bad carry. And sure enough, this is the last thing Billy Oatman wanted to see. You throw it that good.
$1 million. What makes you think you're going to make it now?
Yeah, that's a good point, Billy.
If I make it, do I get $1 million?
Billy Oatman shoots his 7-pin spares with his thumb only. He uses a spare ball, but there's only one finger in the bowling ball.
Very interesting.
And to throw it that hard in that straight, Randy.
But he does that because there's no revolutions on the ball at all. You need a straight swing, and all you have to do is let go of it. A straight swing thrown in the direction that you want the ball to go in. Doesn't matter what the lane conditions are like. That's why guys throw it straight at spares on our tour.
So just stay Rook 91, guys, remains the last to complete the 7-10 spare. Split on TV. Tucson, Arizona.
Got a nice game, doesn't he? Real solid to 10
down. Really referring to the Motel 6 Orange County Choppers contest. We'll tell you about that, where someone went for $1 million with a 7-10 split. He couldn't do it there, but he still has a 21-pin lead on Brad Angelo. Second semifinals. He takes on Jason Couch for the title. We conclude the match next. The Motel 6 Classic is brought to you by Discover Card. It's time a credit card put you in the driver's seat. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com. And by the United States Bowling Congress, ensuring the integrity and protecting the future of the sport of bowling. Bowl with us. First ever TV show for Billy Oatman, head-to-head with Brad Angelo. No problem. The lefty from Chicago's got a 21-pin lead. Leading us to the Atomic Edge, having to do with Billy Oatman, Randy.
Well, I'm real impressed with Billy Oatman's game, and it starts at the setup and his push away. Notice how he pushes the ball and keeps it in front of his body. That gets the swing to go out and then back to in, and he's got great balance at the foul line. Watch how steady his core is when he gets to the foul line. That's why he's able to make good shots. Real solid game.
Subject of our Atomic Edge this week. Grew up in Chicago, a huge Bears fan, as you can imagine, rooting for Lovie Smith and the Bears next week in the Super Bowl.
You know, they beat my Rams. I'm not real fond of the Bears, and I want to see Peyton Manning win because I think Peyton Manning is a good role model and a great athlete.
Both of those. Angelo in some trouble here, guys. 6 frame.
Yeah, he's going to remain with that direct line, and he's not going to hit the pocket.
Guys, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm raining on anybody's parade, but unless something drastic happens for Brad Angelo, meaning make this spare and then strike out, I don't see how he has any chance of beating Bill Oatman.
As he goes for the 3-6-10, personally, I don't see why he's this lost. I mean, there are 3 left-handers on the show with him. He is by himself. He had all of the opportunity to set lanes up or to just stay in an area.
Our Flomax Weekly Update. Real trouble last week for Angelo in Southern California. That's, as he told us last night, the time he took on the beaches of Southern California to really do some soul searching and find out if he was committed. He called his wife Michelle back home. Look out, that's way wide. And the baby split there with the 2-7. He just is lost at the moment with his look into the 1-3 pocket, guys.
Now, Norm, if this was you and you were going up against 3 left-handers, I know you would have taken a really dull, sanded ball, and you would probably gone around first arrow or so, first arrow in between first and second arrow.
No, not necessarily. I would have done whatever is required in order to have a good shot. For instance,
what should Brad have done then?
Well, that's my point. If I wanted to hook the ball, then I would work on trying to get some oil down the lane left of target. If I wanted to throw the ball straight, I want to burn up some portion of the lane early from out. But at either case, I would have done something to guarantee myself a situation where I'm not dead lost trying to win my first title.
Which apparently has been the case. Joyce is here. His mom from Chicago, his girlfriend also from Cleveland has made the trip. And they're enjoying watching that big strike from Billy Oatman, who told us last night his idol growing up was Mike Albee. So great in the clutch. Also, Steve Cook. He said he'd love to watch David Ozio, but when he needed a strike in the big moment, Mike Albee was his favorite bowler.
Well, and for good reason. There's probably...
Look at me now, baby.
There's probably not a better bowler in the 10th that has ever existed. If there is, it's Walter Ray or possibly Earl Anthony.
But you could see that his idols were David Ozio, Mike Albee, and he emulates that style, that beautiful style of finish at the...
Right, baby. Right. My house.
Billy, it is for now. He is on fire on a huge 43-pin lead with the turkey.
Right, baby. Right. My house.
He's got some style.
Yeah,
Had a lot of fun with it.
He's the same way off the lanes, too. I mean, this guy's a riot.
Big difference in pocket hits, no question. Angelo has not found the look at all. Brooklyn, again, is high. Almost had a third Brooklyn strike. Randy, I've done these podcasts 5 years. You and I have worked together with Norm a long time. I've never seen 2 Brooklyn strikes in one show before. Same bowler.
Well, I have when the lanes got real nasty, U.S. Open shows, that kind of thing. But, you know, I have to agree with Norm. I would have thought that there would have been a way for Brad Angelo to break the lanes down to where he would have at least had a reasonable chance to get to the pocket.
And not to mention that normally when a guy shows up and he's that lost, it's because of the traffic from the other guys confusing him. Well, he had none of that.
No traffic on his side.
So there's no reason that he should be lost when we start. At least not lost to the pocket. Now I understand. You know,
Two different balls. I mean, Norm, this is obviously really bad for him. Two different balls, two different lines, trying to go straight on one lane, trying to hook it on the next. That's high or broken. I mean,
but guys, on the positive side, Brad does make TV after a very tough start to the year. And he told us last night after the soul searching really changed his attitude. He worked with his coach when he got here, ball rep, about his approach to the foul line. The first push-off step, he had been rushing, trying to slow that down, and he said a light really went on. All of a sudden, he calls his wife Michelle back home. I think I can do this thing. So the attitude, some change technically, and at least he makes TV today. But on TV, he struggles.
well, yeah, I mean, obviously Brad had a great week, and again, this could have been another week where there was no right-handers. Brad stepped up and made it as a lone righty. So kudos to him for that.
pitch out.
Whoa. Oh, boy.
You know,
that
and
was a heck of a great shot there.
I think this is, when you're Billy Oatman, you're going up against Jason Couch, the hottest man on the planet. This is the last thing you want to see, because I think that this may afford itself the opportunity to have some self-doubt creep in right before you go to the title match.
I agree 100%.
Off the washout there, boy. That is a low pin count on the first shot.
It's known as the PBA washout, Dave. Do you know what I mean? You want to finish the game strong. You want to finish pocket, 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 and go, okay, I'm ready. I don't have to make any big adjustments against Couch in the title match.
Right, and you'd like to see 240 or 50 posted up there beside your name so that Jason Couch could realize that he may have a long day with you.
Jason Couch being the higher seed, I will almost bet you everything I've got in my pocket, which isn't a lot since I've been in Vegas since Tuesday, that Jason Couch will make Billy Oatman finish on the right lane.
And is Joyce ever excited, guys? No doubt about that. She's pumped up watching her son get his first ever TV show to be in the final. And Brad Angelo's fine week will come to an end here.
Yeah, Brad. And, you know, to his credit, Randy said he's the only right-hander on the telecast today. That means he beat everybody else on his side. But a credit to him being here, it's because he has a straight game and a hook game now where he used to not have it.
We're fast-tracking the match, guys. It is over already. Mathematically impossible for Brad to finish, so we'll, in interest of time, do it as quickly as possible. Billy, just an amazing story. After the tour trials ended in Indiana in June, he went to work for, there's a field goal, went to work for a CEO Delivery. It's a company in Chicago which essentially handles delivering meals for company outings. So he's been in the food industry. He's worked at a steel mill.
Pizza delivery, man.
It's just an amazing array of jobs. Now, we're doing Denny's PBA Tour, 1 win shy of the title. Yesterday here in Vegas, Motel 6, the official lodging partner of the PBA, had the Strikes and Bikes sweepstake. And Nathan Deal of Wichita, Kansas, was the contestant. He had 5 frames, 1 ball per frame, and $1,000 for each pin knocked down. Now, Randy Nathan already won an Orange County Chopper's custom chopper. He was going for the big bucks as well.
Yeah, but after that first strike, his heart started jumping like a frog on a freeway. He came back with a gutter ball, backed it up nicely with $6 grand. Here's another $6,000. Finally, somebody winning money in Vegas.
Can you imagine that? So for 5 frames, he does pretty well for himself, $30,000. Now, he had a chance for $1 million if he went for a 710 by himself. Instead, he goes with Mike Wolf. Now, if Mike makes this 710, they each take home $500,000.
Come on, Wolfie.
Oh, he takes the 10, but not the 7. So, he gets the chopper. He gets $30,000. A pretty fun day here for Nathan Deal of Wichita, Kansas. He is the contestant for the Motel 6 Strikes and Bikes sweepstakes. And special thanks hello to Eric Studer, Motel 6 Senior Vice President of Marketing, our title sponsor here today, official lodging partner of the Denny's PBA Tour. There's Nathan Deal. Wonder if we can do that bike.
That's a happy guy. Hey, I'd take that bike and throw it on eBay tomorrow. You know how much that OCC bike is worth?
That's a long trip back to Wichita. You better not drive that on the roads with the road salt this time of year, winter. I don't think so. That's a beautiful piece of machinery there. Coming up, we'll have the finals. Billy Oatman, first ever Denny's PBA Tour TV show against Jason Couch, the hottest bowler bar none in the world. Which southpaw wins it? We find out next. Here's Jason Couch. He is the world's hottest bowler at the moment. He goes for back-to-back titles for the first time in his career. Get you updated on the Motel 6 Classic bracket from here in Las Vegas. Couch knocked off Mike Scroggins by 8 pins in the first semifinal. Then Billy Oatman, first ever TV show in his career, takes out Brad Angelo. Randy, let's check in with the Geico Championship recap, shall we, sir?
I'd love to because it's so easy. Even a caveman could do it, Dave. Semifinal number 1, Jason Couch defeated Mike Scroggins by the score of 238 to 231. Couch 2 strikes in the 10th to shut down the party at Scroggins. Semifinal number 2, Billy Oatman defeated Brad Angelo by the score of 207 to 181. Angelo lost through the match. Oatman, first time on TV, going for his first ever title.
Our Geico Championship recap. Norm, what do you think is going through the mind of Billy Oatman right now?
You know what? I think he's excited. Like he said before, he just cannot wait. He wants to win his first title. He's got moms sitting in the front row. I think it's perfect for him.
And just like I mentioned earlier, Billy Oatman starts the match, which means he'll finish on the right lane. And that's the tough lane. Tough in terms of carry.
Yes, exactly. It's not tough to get to the pocket for either of these left-handers. However, carry on the right lane, as we've seen, a lot harder than the left lane.
Cell phone went off there. He was distracted. He'll try again.
He's got a hook.
Look out. Double wood and a split. Tough start.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that's the last thing that you want to see going for your first title against the hottest player in the world is start off with an open, and right away you're behind the 8-ball.
Not what he wanted to see. Mom Joyce, girlfriend Annette Scott from Cleveland here. We saw those two watching. Open frame to start things off for Billy Oatman, and this guy who has just been scorching.
Yeah, Jason's target right now looks so much bigger than everybody else's to him, and then he gets to look at the 279 start by Billy Oatman. My goodness.
Not the start Couch wanted, though, however. A little change there from his normal domination.
It looked firm to me. I looked like he just overthrew it. I think he's just a little jacked up, going for back-to-back, and you see this ball just never quite gets to the pocket. I think it's just a speed thing for Jay, and that's always been his tendency, is when he gets too pumped up, he starts to throw it.
Well, this surface is brand new, and on newer surfaces, the oil will travel to the back end quicker than the ones that have friction on them. So it's possible that we're
top 10s in a row. However, the open frame there for Jason Couch, leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup. Each bowler, Norm, starts off with the open frame. Interesting beginning.
Yeah, it's possible that the oil is carrying down into this final match. Both players don't get the role they expected. Yeah, he is very nervous.
Trying to improve on the open frame. That's how you do it.
And if you'd like to take advantage or try to be in the same position that our players are in, join a PBA Experience League. You can try to make the same adjustments our pros are making, bowl on the same oil patterns, play the lanes a certain way.
Leave the same splits.
Leave the same splits.
And try to make them.
Yeah, when you're struggling, you know, try to think of what Billy Oatman or Jason Couch would do in that same situation.
And Billy respond as well. Yes, he can. Maybe the nerves are settling for Billy Oatman and for each after the open frame. For more about the PBA Experience Leagues, folks, check out PBA.com or bowl.com today.
Randy, I want you to look at the last two shots that Billy Oatman's thrown. The last thing he's done is look over to what it seems like something in the crowd to his left. Let's see, this is the third one. And he doesn't, so
Some kind of distraction.
there's obvious
Somebody's phone.
distractions for him, yeah. And you know that often happens when you're nervous.
Hey,
everything bothers you.
Hey, when you're a seasoned veteran of television like yourself, that doesn't bother you. Let's see if it affects this shot for Oatman.
Flush.
He liked it. He was running it out, but it's a 7-pin instead for Billy Oatman, who started bowling at age 6 in Chicago. Has loved the sport for years. Really got serious about it in high school.
That was a nice shot there. It does. It looks like the oil's carrying down a little bit. Ball's not rolling as hard, therefore it's not hitting as hard.
Boy, he's really getting distracted. And looking over to the left, like you said, and boy, there's a lot of things going on in Billy Oatman's mind right now. And
just make it.
I'll tell you what, if you've never been in this situation before, it's impossible to prepare for it.
Well, yeah, and most pros, they know once you balk or come back, you have to go through your whole routine again. He didn't go through his whole routine again. He threw a shot, almost whiffed it, and he's lucky to get away from that frame.
Well, we are in Vegas. Plenty of performers, and Billy had a nice little dance move there.
Danny Terrio.
I tell you.
That's kind of dating myself. Maybe I should have said Dancing with the Stars or something. I don't know.
Emmett Smith. Lane breakdown, you saw it. Now the roller has stepped up quite yet. Shrapnel everywhere on the 7 stands for Couch.
Same thing, all carry down, ring 7.
Jason Couch, it's an ideal situation for him. He's bowling against a guy that's never been there before.
Well, certainly it is, but you want to bury them early. And he had a chance to do so when he started with the Open.
Well, keep in mind, Billy Oatman has to finish the match.
Who's hot on the Denny's PBA Tour? No question about it. Jason Couch. 3 of 4 shows. Patrick Allen, who fared well here also in Vegas and won in Reno to begin the second half of the tour. He had not made any shows in the first half either. And Billy Oatman certainly showing up here. First TV appearance comes today.
That's right, a target, or he moved in, one of the two, but in either case, he got the strike.
Second strike, 4 frames in the final for Jason Couch. Down by a pin, though, after he started with an open frame. We'll finish up the Motel 6 Classic Championship match when we return to fabulous Las Vegas, baby. Special thanks to Dennis Matthews, bowling operations manager at Strike Zone at Sunset Station. It's incredible hotel, casino, and bowling combo. It's a great center, huh?
He's a heck of a guy. It's a beautiful facility. Dennis has been in the bowling business a long time, and he takes great care of us. Thank you for everything, Dennis.
Back in Sin City, first time since 2003 when Lonnie Wallachek won a title. Well, Lonnie's watching this match very closely because he's on the bubble right now, the Tournament of Champions for a 10th straight week. If Billy wins, Lonnie is out because Billy has not won a title. The top 32 guys will compete end of the year in Connecticut. If Jason wins, Lonnie stays on the bubble.
I think it's a safe bet that Lonnie is pulling for Jason Couch.
Oatman starts us off, second half of the match with a strike.
Pretty nice shot out of commercial break, Norm. You talk about week in and week out.
That's a hard one to throw, and he made it look like it was easy. This is perfect.
Showing a little maple moxie there. Yeah, baby.
Maintains a 1-pin lead.
Billy was very confident, I thought very outspoken in the Angelo match. He's been much more quiet. Norm, in this final, as the pressure starts to really crank up, he told us last night he did not want to leave Vegas without a title. This is big for Billy Oatman. This is for his job.
Billy Oatman doesn't have a big lead in this match. His match against Brad Angelo, he knew Brad was lost and had no chance, and Billy could be loose and freewheeling. Now he's got a real fight on his hands.
And he's not making the shots that he's looking for, nor that he needs. You can tell by the look on his face.
You can see pressure there. Thumb only.
Multi-pin numbers, increases on that. Billy from Chicago, we told you about, played football in high school until his sophomore year, and then really concentrated on bowling. His mom, Joyce, would, after Billy took a nap and then did his homework, would drive him to the bowling center where he'd practice till 1 in the morning. That was his routine. That's something else for Billy Oatman. Be sure to log on PBA.com. Young Guns Against the Legends sweepstakes. 2 grand prize packages, age groups as well. Be sure to click on to win a trip with a Tournament of Champions. For much more, log on PBA.com today.
Somebody who's won that Tournament of Champions 3 times in a row, Jason Couch, trying to take the lead.
All 10 down for Couch. And we'd like to congratulate Nick Pate from Georgetown, Texas, the first winner of the Young Guns versus Legends sweepstakes. Nick took home an equipment package including 4 high-performance bowling balls, a tonic bowling shoes. The sweepstakes not over, so log on to PBA.com today for more.
I think an interesting note is that you mentioned Tournament of Champions. It was always on a longer pattern. Last week, the Dick Weber Open, longer than any of our name patterns. We talked about in the old pattern. This pattern is 37 feet. Jason Couch figured out a way to bowl good on the shorter pattern.
Big strike.
Opens up a 19-pin lead, and Billy Oatman needs to start a string. It just has to happen. Otherwise, Jason Couch is just going to leave him in the dust.
I agree, Norm. This is it for Billy Oatman.
And I think Billy Oatman knows this.
Mr. Oatman is riding the emotional roller coaster.
There's one.
Great shot.
Yep, that's the way you respond.
Yeah, this roller coaster he's riding all started with Richie Allen deferring his exemption, and the last year's winner of the Motel 6 Classic was Richie Allen.
It's just amazing. September 11th, he got the call from Kirk Von Kruger, our tournament director, PBA Tour. Hope you're ready to go on tour because Richie Allen is withdrawn with a wrist injury. And Billy just took the call on voicemail, called him Kirk back the next day and said, I had a dream that you called me and offered me a job.
That's right. Yeah, you ain't
And the dream came true. The strike there keeps the dream alive today. He's in the match.
Come on, right here. That's right. Nah, you ain't moving me. I ain't moving for that.
Well, it's a great shot by Billy Oatman. Now let's see Jason Couch can continue the string, working on 3 in a row.
Nine-pin stands as he went for the 4-bagger in the 7th frame. And we are neck and neck.
Again, to me, that looked firm. Looked like he threw it into the floor, and it was a little fast. That ball didn't react down the lane, Norm.
Yes, the shot prior on the left lane, he got a little bit wider, a little softer, and really wrenched on it. That one just hung down lane because he didn't get full hand in it. Make your spare, get about your business. And for Billy Oatman to still be in this match at a 190 clip is amazing.
Dave, if Jason Couch strikes in this ball, it doesn't matter what Billy Oatman does. He cannot shut out Jason Couch. If Jason Couch does not strike on this ball, Oatman can strike out and win his first title.
Wouldn't that be something?
Jason knows the score.
Huge strike, 60 feet to success for Jason Couch in a big moment. He steps up in the clutch, Norm, and again delivers.
Yes, and as Randy said, he knew the score. It's right there in front of him. Strike here, he can't shut me out. If Jason knows he has a chance to win a tournament in the 10th himself, then he does it 85% of the time.
Back to Billy. Huge strike.
Billy Oatman looking to add his name to the list of great African-American bowlers to have ever competed on this tour. That list headed by 5-time champion, my old ex-tour roommate, George Branham III, who has a major title to his credit, the Tournament of Champions. Billy Oatman looking to follow in those footsteps by virtue of winning his first ever title
here in Las Vegas.
Randy told us last night, very important to be a role model for other young African-American bowlers. Wants to start a scholarship fund as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, he got the break. He sure did. Woo! Thank you. That's right. My day.
That smile's back.
Yeah! Yeah! That's the one I needed right there. Yeah.
That's what the prayers from mom in the back do. Tripping 6 10s out late.
Oh! Thank you. That's right.
Got to bring himself down. This isn't over yet. Foundation frame for Couch. All 10 down. Wait a minute. It isn't over.
And I misspoke earlier. I had the score wrong. Billy Oatman can strike out and shut out Jason Couch no matter what he does, because right now both players, if they strike out, Billy Oatman will shoot 239, and the best Jason Couch can shoot is 237. But Jason needs to get up and throw all 3 in the 10th and put the pressure on that man right there. And he knows to have any chance to win this, it's all about pressure. It's all about a first-timer coming through in the clutch. Jason knows that all he has to do is get up and throw 3 in the 10th and see if Billy Oatman can perform.
He likes it.
Yeah! My house! There's one, and wife Kim enjoys that big strike.
Well, that makes Billy Oatman get the first one.
Well, that makes them roommates if it's both of their houses.
A great shot. Couch was in the same situation last week, except he needed the strikes in the 10th frame to win. Right now, in his mind, all he's thinking is 2 more strikes, and let's see what Billy Oatman has left in the tank.
Boy, he really got some stuff on that. I mean, that was booger nose nasty. You see that ball hook in the back part of the lane? That was sick.
Explodes through the 1-2 pocket and takes out all 10.
You could tell the little extra added lift at the very last that gets that ball back.
And remember, Billy Oatman has to finish on the right lane, the lane that's had goofy carry all day.
Seven pin, but a good finish for Couch.
Yeah, and the look on Billy Oatman's face is no matter what, it's still up to me. Now he gets a chance at what all first-time pros do. You get up, get a double in 10th for your first title.
We'll call for the re-rack here. Buy some more time with Marlon Joyce on pins and needles. Told us last night he donated $5,000 of his prize fund to a memorial fund for Hank Hardy, who was his coach when he grew up in Chicago. This means so much for Billy. Just an unbelievable story. There's one.
High flush pack perfect.
I could sum it up in one word: magnificent.
Another re-rack.
You know, re-rack again, guys, to buy a little time. Think about it. Norm, how much does a re-rack help you?
Well, I don't know that this re-rack is to buy time. I mean, he just made a great shot. This is the rack that they've had problems on all day long. One or the other. Any case, a perfect shot here, just like that one. They'll all fall.
told you what to look for on the right lane, and it got him and cost Billy Oatman his first title.
On the bench, Jason Couch has won it.
Yeah, that was a great shot. And you know what? Jason Couch forced that issue. Jason Couch put him on the right lane to finish.
So close.
Yeah, look at the 3-pin right there. Back and to the left. And that's your back-to-back winner.
For the first time in his career, he's done it. Back-to-back titles. 15th career championship. And Billy Oatman.
Yeah, Bill, we're all proud of you.
So close. Jason Couch stays hot in dramatic fashion on the bench. Takes out Billy Oatman in the final. 236-228. The Motel 6 Classic is brought to you by Ace, the official hardware store of the PBA. Ace, the helpful place. By Bear, the more you know, the more you trust Bear. By Atonic, the official footwear of the PBA. Atonic, first one there. And by Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. For the lowest price of any national chain, go to motel6.com. Jason Couch has done it again. 3 TV shows in the second half, and now 2 titles. He's got 15 for his great career. He took out Billy Oatman in the final. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Don't forget next week, the Sun City Classic from El Paso, Texas. We look forward to seeing you then. Now for the entire crew, Randy Peterson, Norm Duke, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Las Vegas. It's been fabulous for Jason Couch.